motion getter. Stay in motion. Gonna keep that motion. We gonna stay on top. $1 million nigga. $1 billion nigga. This is not no cap talk.
Cause every time I close my eyes, I think of you. And no matter what the season is, I still love you. With all my heart, I wanna be with you wherever you are. What's up, family? What's the deal? I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night. Yeah, come on. Motion Mondays, baby. Motion Mondays. We in here. What is the word? I go for broke. If I can be with you, only you can make it right. Yeah. Don't worry, my album is coming soon, baby. Motion Mondays. This is where I go down my Instagram feed and we feed our spirits some power, some love, some energy. Why this is important? Because again, our subconscious mind needs to be infiltrated, needs to deprogram junk first, and then needs to be infiltrated with positivity, with a positive outlook on your life. What I call this, I said, you're a dreamer dreaming dreams. So choose to dream. You got to choose to dream, and choosing to dream is choosing yourself first. Choosing yourself. Yeah, we get it. You got programmed. You got manipulated as a kid. Okay, cool. Now what? Now that you know this information, now what you about to do? Got to put in the work, baby. You got to deprogram. Look, when you're programming a lifestyle, you're just programming your subconscious mind for that lifestyle. So in essence, you have to understand that you're programming yourself either consciously or unconsciously. That's what consciousness actually means. It means that you're able to know what's actually going into your mind and programming your reality. Because at the end of the day, you're just a cosmic computer and you're outputting what's inside of you. So, there's a big thing where we got to understand that just because you understand things doesn't mean that you're conscious. The conscious is really about you actually doing the work to manipulate your world. And that's the real game, and that's the real key. With all my heart, I want to be with you wherever you are. Them boys, hey, them boys used to get them boys used to sing that's some poetry for your ass. They said, I don't care, it don't even matter the season, nigga. They used to have to get real creative. Hey, it don't matter the season, I just love you just cause it's Monday, nigga, cause it's Tuesday. Them boys used to get out. All right, let's get it on. What's up, family? I see y'all in here, man. We in here. What's the deal, Chaos family? And to all the people that's going to catch this recording, because I know it's early, but we got the Goddess Build in the Patreon at 10 a.m. So I started Motion Mondays a little bit early. But y'all, what's up, family? We in this thing. Let's get it on. Let me see. Share screen. See y'all that's up early, just like myself. Oh.
Wife and wealth share the same root. Your wife is your blessing, your lucky star, the true keeper of your treasure chest. When she's calm, your life flows. When she thrives, your bank grows. When she smiles, the path to wealth opens wide.
And this is where the saying, happy wife, happy life comes from. And it doesn't mean that a husband, but it's really speaking to the nature of masculine and feminine. So much so, just the other day, I had called my husband while I was on my way to coach volleyball. And I said, babe, I'm so proud of you. And he was kind of puzzled by that. I was like, what do you mean? You're so proud of me. And I told him, I said, because I'm so happy. And I'm so grateful. And I love the life that I live. And
Mhm.
I totally attribute a lot of that to the provisions that he has made for me. I don't just mean financially.
I'm that nigga, baby. Hey, this is the first time I'm seeing this video. God damn. Hey, I'm that nigga. The provisions, the visions, dream wise, visionary, baby. Here you go there. Himothy. Shout out to my goddess, man.
Right? I mean, how safe I feel to be myself, how safe I feel to heal, to change, to transform, and how powerful and passionate I am to pursue my purpose and know that I'm supported by my man. Okay. This level of safety and security, him providing that space, is a part of my joy, is a part of my happiness, and therefore he shall benefit from that work.
Ashe, I only think of you. Onto a case. See that spirit coming through. I just sing that song randomly. See how, hey, I'm telling you, I be tuned in, nigga. Y'all gotta get with this shit. God damn, I be tuned in and turned on. I'm telling you, dog, I just be I don't know, man. Hey, pineal gland pumping, nigga. That's day and night. Yeah. We had a kid-free weekend. And it was fire, I took the wife out, did our thing, you know what I'm saying, got real fly, fancy, went out, you feel me, real player style, real quick, you feel me, hey, hey, then niggas make videos and shit. He's like, damn, this nigga's got me spinning. The spin, nigga, I'm just one of them. Shout out to my goddess, man. It go down. It go down. All this lovey-dovey, she making me feel all the energy early.
The law does not care whether the assumption is true or false. It simply reflects what is impressed upon it. You are the operant power. You choose what to believe. And if you will believe that you are already wealthy, that the money is already yours, that every need is met, then you will watch reality reorganize itself to reflect that inner conviction. It must, for the world is a mirror, and it reflects what you are, not what you want. So be the thing you seek, and the thing will come running to you. This is not positive thinking. This is not about making yourself feel good. This is about entering a state of consciousness.
Entering a state of consciousness. You heard him, he said, this is not about positive thinking. He said, this is about you assuming the energy that you are right now. The feeling good response has to overcome your being all the time, or majority of your time. You feel me? To where you feel positive about yourself, you feel confident about yourself, and you know that you are wealthy inside and out. Because again, you got to remember, you are wealthy. It's an energy from the cosmos that you have it all, right? You're the alpha and the omega, the beginning part, the inception of this thing. So now, all of a sudden, you are just living out a reality that you unconsciously programmed for yourself through the manipulation of the system and the governmental powers that be. We're watching this show called The Institution. The Institution, I think it's called The Institution. We was watching it this weekend. Fire show. It's only 3 episodes. We watched all 3 episodes already. Hopefully that's not it. But essentially, it's about these kids, childlike spirit, getting taken and then put into a government-controlled asylum, and they're running tests on them because they got telekinesis power and all of that good stuff, right? All the clairsentient, clairaudio, whatever, right? They just in it. Spiritual beings, right? Just waiting for that one melanated kid to pop up in the show. That's it. But essentially, it's called The Institution. So the institution, I think it's on MGM. Anyway, the idea is that Okay, they hijacking your body and they forcing you with the power of coercion to get out and lay down. So it's just happening because, again, they got the gun, they got the system, and if we're in this system, shit, we gotta carry out the particular laws of this system so our body won't get thrown in a jail cell. I just seen a dude, he got pulled over and he asked for his rights. He just asking straight up, hey, what did I do? I guess his tail light was out or some shit. Or they said it was foggy and he didn't have his lights on. Right? Boom, cool. Nigga, they whooped his ass. He's saying, hey, what did I do? He opened the door because his window couldn't roll down, hood shit. Nigga, that nigga, the nigga said, hey, I just want to know what I did to warrant y'all for coming in this bitch. They ain't giving no answer or nothing. They took his ass and beat his ass. He gonna get paid, but still, what if that would have ended a different way? You feel me? The payment always is not warranted for the ass whooping. You got to remember, these people are human too, these cops. So they emotionally entranced or engulfed in the systematic oppression of people. So they might be emotional that day, and because you questioning them, they like, I don't have time for this, nigga. I'm just trying to do my job. Let me beat your ass. You can show me all that more shit you want and all this law stuff if you want to. Nigga, I'll whoop your ass. And that's a system that they built based off of, they end up seizing the world, essentially, right? So now the only thing you can do is live off the grid or just actually vibrate so high enough that these particular things won't come into your sphere of consciousness, to where you have to deal with police brutality, to where you have to deal with hating ass niggas in the hood and shit, to where you have to deal with, just random idiotic stuff. You want to vibrate so high in such a positive manner that the only thing you see is positivity and good and gold. See, they said there was a video I seen, what was his name? That Andrew Tate dude. I think I saved it. It was good. It was on Facebook. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. That nigga said, they tricked y'all, and whatever y'all feel about Andrew Tate, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I just care about the information. The people, that don't matter. You feel me? Okay, here it go. Hold on, let me see. Let me share this. See if it drops some light in this bitch. You said,
the smartest thing rich people ever did was come along and say to all the poor people, money doesn't make you happy. Don't worry, I'll keep all the money because it doesn't make you happy. Have you seen any of them give it away? You ever seen a rich man give his money away? No, they say money doesn't make you happy. You keep slaving away for minimum wage. I'll stay over here a millionaire, but I'm not happy, so don't be jealous. I know plenty of people out there who are millionaires who have a loving family, a loving wife, who are in perfect health, and their life is fantastic. The smartest thing rich people ever did was come along and say to all the poor people, money doesn't make you happy.
So that's even a subconscious programming, that manipulation of money doesn't make you happy. You feel me? Because again, it's not necessarily about the money. You putting the moral compass on it. Like, you're not supposed to have money. That's the church that was giving you that indoctrination idea to say, nah, y'all, if money is evil. You feel me? So now you don't even see yourself high enough to establish a lot of money. And then the idea of, the millionaires, they must be in the Illuminati. You see what I'm saying? So now it's a continuous cycle of your energy being manipulated to say, well, I'll just stay down here. You feel me? I'll just stay down here. Fuck it. Because again, you perceived or you was manipulated into a training system that says money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't make you happy. All of that narrative to keep you in a established state of mind. So now, what do you got to do? You got to say, yeah, hey, I love money. Money comes to me easy and effortlessly. Hey, it's not about the money. It's about the principle of the energy that's behind it that can serve your life in a particular way. Because remember, when we're talking about wealth, it's not just wealth in the aspect of money. It's a wealthy mindset. It's a wealthy body. It's all of those good things that serve you in the long run. I just read in the Patreon, Reverend Ike went over it. And I just read it in, what did he call it? He called it, I did it on Sunday. It called, oh, you deserve God's goodness. Reverend Ike, you deserves God's goodness. So essentially, to break it down real quick, I just go check it out on the Patreon. I'll give y'all a short example of what he was saying. He said, essentially that moralism is keeping y'all entrapped and ensnared in an idea that doesn't make you grow. So for instance, I gave the example, I said, them niggas on BMF, they up, right? You know, the show BMF, cool, right? Boom, the parents of Big Meech and T, we ain't accepting no drug money, but they struggling like a bitch. Mama crying, how I'm gonna pay the rent? Daddy messed up his hand at work, can't work. Nigga, T got on a motherfucking T that could pay their rent for the year. And he's standing by his daddy like, hey, you good? Hey, I'm right here, baby. What's up? They've been indoctrinated and mind controlled into believing, nah, I ain't taking none of that drug money. Meanwhile, they might have been praying to get out of their financial situations, and lo and behold, their son comes and brings them a boat. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, remember, like and alike are the same. There is no such thing as good and bad, right or wrong. You just got to understand that you're here to experience down here. And experiencing is you stepping out of a mind control indoctrination that might be hindering you in the long run. You gotta think. You gotta think, nigga. What if they see this is the thing? Okay, boom. Now mama said, all right, well, my son's doing it anyway. Fuck it. Hey, start me a little business over here. Now she started a business. Boom, the business is thriving and striving. She helps the hood. So that indoctrination of that moralism been fucking niggas up for a long time. And we got to understand that moral code is part of the illusion or part of the matrix to keep you in control. Same thing they did with the hell thing. They with religion, they say, you'll go to hell. Yeah, there is no such thing as hell. You're in hell right now. Red, orange, yellow. The lower three chakras is your humanity, right? So you're basically in hell right now. Red, orange, yellow, fire, right? You're burning up right now. You're trying to elevate yourself through passion of the Christ, right? The fire, passion, heart chakra of the Christ to get to the kingdom and be in the ethers, reigning supreme. All right, let's get it on. All right. Shout out to Neville Goddard or whoever said
You are not waiting for wealth, you are revealing it.
Oh, it's Neville again.
You are not hoping for abundance, you are embodying it. Feel wealthy now, without reason, without proof, without hesitation. Feel it because it is the truth of who you are beneath every temporary appearance. And as you do, the world will mirror back to you what you have dared to claim within. Detachment is the force that accelerates the arrival of your desires. It may seem strange, but the moment you stop needing the manifestation, the moment you stop constantly checking for signs, is the moment it begins to rush toward you. True creation happens in a state of relaxed confidence, not anxious waiting. You must learn to release the grip of desperation and trust that what you have claimed in your inner world is already unfolding perfectly in the outer world. When you are attached, when you are constantly looking, measuring, doubting, you are broadcasting the energy of lack. You are silently affirming that you do not yet have what you want. Every time you check the clock, the bank account, the email inbox, hoping for a sign, you are stepping out of the state of fulfillment and into the state of absence. And as long as you remain emotionally tied to absence, you prolong the waiting. Detachment is not about giving up on your desire. It is about giving up the anxious obsession with how and when it will come. It is the art of knowing that the moment you desired it and assumed it, it was done. It is finished. The universe has already arranged itself to deliver what you have claimed. Your only task now is to live in the peace of that knowing.
Shout out to the God. Yeah, one of these things that we want to really focus on is how do we bring ourselves back to the present moment on a daily? How do we receive the gifts of being in this present moment on a daily? And just being engulfed in what's happening with us right now. Being fully in tune with right now. One way is to have gratitude. That's the whole idea of gratitude, is to realize that you have everything that you need, right? And you're in a place of peace and comfort, right? You can walk, you can talk, right? You have the ability to see, you have food on your table, you have this and that, right? All these different things. And essentially, you have to move into the space of, okay, let me just be present right now and feel good right now. Because remember, the feeling is the key. Nothing else matters but the feeling. If you can find a space to feel good all the time and being in a joyous, peaceful, loving vibration, essentially what's going to happen? Inside out, you're going to see more and more prosperous, positive, wealthy things come to you. But the problem is we're so worried and such in a fret because our emotions is in the way. So you got to rid yourself of the human emotions and do your chakra work, i.e., everybody should start with their root chakra work if you're still having a hard time with the ground you walk on. Because essentially what will happen is you'll start being like, man, fuck them bills. In the grand scheme of things, you feel me? Or, man, this whatever doesn't have no hold on me. You feel me? That's how you remove that energy of anxiousness or nervousness, like somebody's gonna lock you up or something. Remember, that nobody cares what you going through, so you got to do this for you. Because again, it's about you just removing the angst of, oh, I got this bill here and I got this and I got to worry about that. Because if you're constantly thinking that, then that's all you're going to constantly get is spirit just going to keep on giving you the same thing. Oh, okay, I guess he wants more of this. He loves the angst and shit. You feel me? So that's important that we move in a space of power instead of a space of force, where we're just habitually fucking ourselves up. Remember, the kingdom or the knowledge is here. So your knowing is here. So this is your bliss, your peace, your heaven. You feel me? Knowledge is knowing. Know knowledge, right? Know the ledge, knowledge, right? So you know you're going to be good. Even in your goddamn worry, you be knowing you're going to be good. It's just, you just worrying because you like to worry and shit. Because you used to being worried, but you be like, yeah, I'm be good. I know what time it is. Yeah, I got it. I know. Because you know, you feel me? in that show, I was talking about the institution. Y'all go check it out on MGM. There's a kid. They said there's a little kid in that bitch. The kid just knows. He knows that he's like, oh, he's the youngest kid in that bitch. He just knows because that's his superpower or whatever. So they showing that he the youngest one. He like 7 or whatever. They're showing that because essentially they're just trying to show you that the childlike spirit is in a space of mindfulness and not mindful of junk. You feel me? They're in a place of just having this kind of adventure and seeing, okay, I'm right here. This is what I can see, and this is what it is. And a kid is honest by default. So a kid will tell you straight up, nigga, your breath stink. Because they're in the now, they're in the moment, and they being in the space of pure consciousness, pure love. So that's what I mean. Like that being in the moment thing is very, very important to make you feel a feeling of love for yourself, which is a repetitious feeling of wealth. All right, let's keep it going, baby. Let's keep it going. Shout out to the God. Let's see what else we got here. Shout out to y'all.
Now, here's the best word I know of to go with action. Massive. Massive action is called the cure-all. See, that'll change everything. Here's the language of the poor. I'll try it a time or two and see what happens. The guy says, well, I'll give it 30 days. 30 days. You could guess his bank balance. So here's one of the major things to do starting tomorrow. Take a look at your game plan. If it isn't loaded with massive action, change it. The formula really works like this. Pick up a good idea, take heavy action. Take heavy action on a good idea. Don't wait till you've learned 2,000 or 3,000 things, because that way you'll use up all the time. And you could wind up smart and broke. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Let your learning lead to action. You can become wealthy. I often ask somebody, what are you going to do the next 6 months? And somebody starts to tell me. I say, no, don't tell me. Show me. Don't think in your head. Put it on paper. Don't operate out of your mind. Operate from paper. Put it on a game plan. Take action on what you found out.
Motion Mondays, stay in motion, baby. That action is important. They said, instead of you saying, like, what was it? Oh, the rich people, that's what the rich people do, right? Said, no, say, we rich people do this. You feel me? So you're already taking yourself out of that abundance by you saying, oh, rich people act like that. No, we rich people act like this. So change your language in that manner, because again, that's can be causing a big shift in your world based off of the words you're choosing for yourself, because you're basically declaring space. Them rich people over there and you over here. So what does that mean for you? You feel me? Oh, rich people always act like, no, us rich people act like this, baby. You feel me? And stand on that and understand that. See, again, the moralism could be fucking you up because you trying to identify rich as evil. You got that in your lexicon of rich people are evil. Rich people got to be the Illuminati. And that shit gonna keep you poor than a motherfucker, boy. You gotta literally claim, if you want to be successful and thriving and wealthy or whatever and free, it's gonna take a little bit of gas, a little bit of energy. So you're gonna have to need some of this fiat dollars to make this system run, right? To make your world run in a particular way. So now, instead of you trying to not identify with successful, wealthy people, identify. Us rich people, we see the world like this. So you watching a show, you got to make sure you put that in the lexicon of your mind too. You feel me? Shout out to the guy. He was saying some real fire stuff. Action is the key. And the only way you get into motion is by challenging your emotions. Because your emotions give you the lack of motion or motion. So if you rid yourself of the human emotions, right, then essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be in motion based off of you don't give a fuck because you're nobody. And if you know that you're nobody, then your body is going to be in motion, not in no, oh, I hate this world or whatever. You feel me? You're going to be in the more so like, all right, well, I'm here. Fuck it. Let me just stay in motion and see what happens. See, you're a dreamer dreaming dreams. So you got to fall in love and say, all right, fuck it. I'm here and I'm gonna just dream big. You feel me? Don't be afraid to dream because you heard Panic say, man, this is an illusion. This ain't real. Nigga, well, that could be stifling your growth and your opportunity to win. You falling into an indoctrination, right? Based off of an idea and concept that we understand cool, right? Cool is an illusion, bet. But you keep on waking up in this bitch and you're not gonna off yourself. So now what? Chaos in the blood, baby. So you got to be honest with yourself, and honesty is the best policy for your being. So in order to find some kind of bliss, some kind of peace, some kind of love within self, you're going to have to start saying, okay, well, while I'm here, I'm going to have a powerful adventure and not watch people on TV have this adventure. Because remember, that's all you're trying to do is gain more and more knowledge by having more and more adventures. Whatever that might look like. You feel me? You up one weekend and you just head to Lake Charles just because, you know, you in motion, you staying in motion, right? That's something I can say about my childhood friends, my hood partners or whatever. Them niggas stay in motion. They just they be in everything, right? And that's something I did learn in that specific space and time, because the motion was like we barely sat down. It was like it was just a thing that just happened naturally. You feel me? Because just based off of things always was happening, so we had to be in the mix or whatever, right? Strip clubs, after hour, regular clubs, whatever, right? But I'm saying in the aspect of also making money and receiving funds, fiat, just by us being in specific places and times. So it's kind of a thing where you have to step back and understand that, okay, let me put myself in more positive situations, right? That serves my greater good. And that's what I did. Put myself in more positive situations. So now, boom, you go and look at the sunset upon rising, right? Sun gazing, that's motion. You go for a walk outside and receive these positive ions, or you go in nature and just have a walk. You feel me? You go take that class that you've been running from because you're afraid to talk to new people. You go to the gym and just work out and just be in the presence of the gym members and stuff. So, you know, we got to start to be in motion. More motion creates more momentum. More momentum creates more wealth and money for you. You feel me? Very, very important. All right, let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep
Let's have a little adventure. And therefore you would dream of yourself being threatened by all sorts of dangers. You would rescue princesses from dragons. You would perhaps engage in notable battles. You would be a hero. And then as time went on, you would dare yourself to do more and more outrageous things. And at some point in the game, you would say, tonight I am going to dream in such a way that I don't know that I'm dreaming, so that you would take the experience of the dream for complete reality. And what a shock when you woke up. And you really scare yourself. And then on successive nights, you might dare yourself to experience the most extraordinary things just for the contrast when you woke up. You could, for example, dream yourself in situations of extreme poverty, disease, agony. You could, as it were, well, how do you know that that's not what you're doing already? You, sitting there with all your problems, with all your whole complicated life situation, listening to me, it may just be the very dream you decided to get into. If you like it, crazy. If you don't like it, suppose you're God.
Huh. Chaos in the blood, baby. I just said that. You're a dreamer dreaming dreams. Let's get that. Let's break that shit down real quick. You're a dreamer, right? Basically, your soul is having a dreaming experience. And you're dreaming these particular dreams in this reality we're calling life. So now you got to step back and say, okay, if my soul is asleep, and I'm playing a video game down here on Earth, then I have the ability to choose the dream once I become back conscious of me saying I'm gonna put myself in a state of ignorance and say, fuck it, let me choose a better dream. And let me choose a better dream for me to run amok in this thing. Because remember, if you're playing a video game, right, you the hero of your video game. So you went through your struggles, your hurt, your pains, your strife, all of that stuff, just to climb back up and win. Chaos in the blood, baby. So you got to understand that, you know, that pain, that hurt, that struggle is part of the game. That's part of what you chose to come down here and experience. Now, are you going to be conscious and actually put some action into being Heru, right? The hero, Heru? Or are you going to choose to fall victim in the victimhood and not let the story unfold because you're afraid to get up and shake things up? Hey, that shit, he dropped on that shit real quick on y'all ass. What? Chaos in the blood, baby. Shout out to the God. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. We got to understand that to the core. That's what this thing is.
You know, the only difference in steam and ice is the state of vibration of the water or the H2O. Do you know the only difference in where you are versus where you want to go is your state of vibration? Do you know that everything to get you there is already here? And it always has been. You know, when you take an idea and you impregnate it over and over again, you impregnate that idea into one cell. When you impregnate that idea into the cell, that cell is dividing 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8, and the process goes on at the rate of 50,000 cells per second. And the more and more you act on it, even though you don't feel good about it, but you work with the idea, you start to develop this change in vibration. But what is really happening is you're impregnating the cells with the characteristic or the idea. What we need to do is we need to constantly think about where we're going, what we want to do, and we start to increase our level of thinking by vibration, and we begin to attract thoughts of a like nature that'll move us in that direction. You know the only difference.
I say, shout out to the God. Yeah, you are vibration. You're a music note first. Unique verse, one song, right? So you're making a melody, a song, a pitch, a vibration first, right? So you have, it's not just about thinking about who you are. It's about vibrating from that energy of who you are, right? The confident, assertive leader that you are. So now all of a sudden, if you can, blue sky thinking is what they call it. If you can keep your head in the skies and seeing yourself as this magnificent being, whatever that might look like, a freedom being, somebody that's free and travels and whatever y'all, goals and aspiration is, then essentially what's going to happen is slowly but surely, your spirit is going to keep on downloading channels on how to move next. Because it's saying, oh, wait, we're this nigga. So I have to move like this nigga. So in that motion that you're now making is going to look different than, maybe your current reality, right? It might be you cutting off particular friends. You got to listen to spirit clearly and say, oh, okay, well, that's good. See, if you keep on doing the same things over and over and over again, then essentially spirit is going to say, oh, okay, well, I guess we just want to stay the same. I just gave him a play, but he didn't cut that nigga off. He was afraid to cut this nigga off because he known him since he was 5. So I guess he just wants to keep it real and shit. Hey, I cut off partners that I had since I was 5, baby. Just because I knew there was just 2 separate, different minds. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. You feel me? Just like, hey, there's no way I can still be fucking with you. Because who am I if I'm fucking with you? You feel me? I'm going this way, they going this way. There's nothing wrong with whatever you choose your path. Just different ideologies and different purposes driven. They were just there for a reason, for a season, and that was it. So when we hold on to these people, essentially we're holding on to their energy and their vibration. Some of y'all hold on to niggas ain't never gonna change. Y'all just like, man, fuck it, this my dog. His nigga ain't never gonna change. He go to church, Christian, all of that shit. And you want to change, but you still hit your boy up every night, every weekend and shit. What's up, nigga? What we about to get into? Nigga, you better go to the clubs by yourself, nigga. What? You better hit that hoe one day. I used to go to a club by myself, Club Rhythms, the Jamaican club. Just hit that bitch up. One deep, nigga. What? Had the dreads and shit. They thought I was real Jamaican in that bitch. I used to go in there one deep. Whatever night that was, I used to go one deep. Because, my other partners, they was more into the other stuff. I was in that rhythms. You feel me? I was in that rhythms. Ha! Let's keep it rolling, baby. Here we go.
This is exactly why reparenting self is very, very vital in life. Let's get into it, family. So right off the bat, most adults are just older children walking around with wounds that were never addressed, repeating the same patterns they were shown. If no one taught you how to regulate your emotions, love yourself, or feel safe, you must now teach you. Understand, family, that adults are just children in grown bodies. Society pressures us to be grown, but most people never emotionally evolved beyond the pain they felt as a kid. So with that being said, reparenting equals creating safety, love, and guidance you never got. You become the parent you needed both for your current self and your inner child. So with that being said, you must reparent the current version of you and your inner child, family, because healing is layered. You need care now, and the child in you still needs love. On top of that, reparenting clears space for alignment. When the wounded child in you feels safe, your nervous system relaxes, and now you're open to new timelines, healthier relationships, and abundance. Understand, family, that without reparenting, you unconsciously repeat patterns. The unhealed child runs the show, and that child wants protection, not expansion. Real adulthood begins only when you become your own nurturer, not when you get a job and start paying bills and stuff like that. Healing is growing up emotionally. What would you tell your younger self right now? Drop it in the comments. This is exactly.
Shout out to the God. Yeah, I mean, that wounded child is encaged, enslaved inside of you that wants to come out and express himself freely and have adventures and fun. So again, when I say, hey, if you're not having fun in this bitch, you doing something completely wrong. See, them niggas that be doing all that spiritual shit, they be trying to be so serious and all of that stuff. This stuff is supposed to be about laughs, joy, peace, and bliss. If you can't find the ability to laugh, to sing to yourself, to speak to yourself, y'all should see me in the car, glass house, singing out loud. I be singing 70s, 80s music out loud. White lady driving up, she be looking solid and shit, looking at me. I just be singing away, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because again, remember, you're nobody, right? I'm just giving you an understanding. You are nobody. So you have nobody, and you are no physical body. Well, you have no physical body, and stop thinking of yourself as a somebody or some kind of ego-driven person, right? So energetically, you're nobody too. Cool. So now your expression of life needs to be of something that's joy, bliss, love, peace for yourself. Feel me? So whenever you are seeing and enjoying yourself or doing particular things that serves you, i.e. speaking to your tree, that's going to serve you, right? That means you're letting go of any kind of human angst that might have you in a system that says, why is this person doing that? That's the whole real energy or idea behind talking to yourself, talking to your crystals, talking to your trees and stuff like that, right? Yes, they're going to give you plays, but also you're helping yourself become back into that childlike spirit of not giving a fuck about the opinions of others. So I tell people all the time, if you can't talk to yourself in the mirror, you need to start practicing that heavy. Start slow, say affirmations, then just look at yourself, say, damn, nigga, you finding a bitch in this hole. God damn, you killing them today. Woo! Well, wait until you get on YouTube. You're going to show them what we went out and D-Ray just, I don't know why she wanted me to flow. I wasn't even in the rhythm, but I said, all right, fuck it. So I started flowing in that bitch. The club, we gone and doing whatever, you feel me? So this letting go of the human is a big process that we want to understand to ourselves, because again, you're going to transition and die and then laugh at yourself like, damn, I was taking this shit serious in a bitch. Damn, I was fucking up. I was tripping. Well, God damn, because you've been programmed to believe that everything you got to look at is in a serious nature with the school system, right? With them testing you and all of that jive. They were doing that to make you feel like everything has to be a serious nature. But remember, you're the Joker card or the 0 point. The Joker, the Fool card, the nothingness, right? The 0 that actually straightens out to become the 1. The Neo, the 1. 0, chaos, 1, order. So now if you are the 0 point, that means the Fool card, that means you're expressing yourself in the way and manner that you feel freely, and not giving a fuck about the opinions and judgments of others. A good person to look at, which I want y'all to understand just as him as an example of this thing, not just like what he's saying or whatever, is Kanye West. That nigga don't give a fuck, nigga. I think I just seen him with a wig on. He trying now that nigga clout chasing, right? At first he was in his face of saying, you know what, I'm gonna just do me. Now he's clout chasing, so he has fell into the ego heavy, the ego driven society thing heavy. But at first he just wanted to make his music and make sure that he get his thing on board or whatever. And they got so rich he fell back into the ego. You feel me? Sade is a good person. She left the whole music idea and said, fuck it, I'm good. Rihanna and shit like that. You feel me? See, when you take them shrooms and shit, microdose on them shrooms and all of that, shout out to my nigga Hood. I'm gonna hit him up soon too for some more. Cause I ran out a while ago and I gotta hit him back. But if y'all know Hood, he got him. Fuck it. You feel me? You gotta know him though. I know Hood Mystic. Anyway, with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky in that Shroom adventure, she literally let go of the earth. When she got with A$AP Rocky, he put her on them shrooms heavy. Nigga, she didn't give a fuck. And guess what happened? She became a billionaire. Because she let go of the world about trying to chase a #1 hit or whatever. She just said, oh shit, wait a minute, I've been seeing the world in a different way. Shit, I'm good. Boom, billionaire. So, you know, your mind can be caught up in being somebody when you're really supposed to transfer into nobody and become Mr. Nobody. And that's when the world gives you everything, because again, it's a I don't give a fuck type of energy that you're responding with in the world. Like, look at Bobby Hemming. He's a perfect example. You feel me? He just tells you stories about his truth, unadulterated truth. Nigga said, I got one iron on the stove. Y'all don't better not follow me nowhere. Shit, I gotta light something to light that one iron. Shit, if I'm cooking a full course meal, I gotta cook at 3 different times with one iron on my stove. That nigga Bobby said, nigga, you better not follow me. He said, I gotta lift up the tank, the cover for the tank on the toilet, and then flush it. He said, y'all trying to follow me? Nigga, my toilet ain't working. I love Bobby, dog. That's the guy, man. Oh my God, that is the guy for real. So Bobby is a great example. He's actually the ultimate example. If you just look at Bobby, you can tell he don't give one fuck. I love that nigga, man, for that. Like, he literally taught me just by me observing him. Like, you just observe him and you can say, okay, cool. He might be passionate about it, what he's speaking about, right, in that particular moment. But at the same time, at the end of the day, he can let it all go and move around and go listen to his music and meditate and shit and be in peace by himself. You got to think about even Bobby today, right? He probably is a millionaire. We don't even know. He could be, but just imagine this. The amount of gas he got right now, he come on anybody platform or whatever. He instantly, all he got to do is say, you have a Cash App. He instantly turned into a millionaire overnight. How many people are going to donate to whatever, where he at? He don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You feel me? And they can come on YouTube right now, whatever, whoever platform, and say, hey, he can say 2 words. Cash App, Bobby Hemmett, whatever. Nigga, that nigga instantly turned to me. Who's not gonna donate to what you need, Bobby? How much? You just let me, we gonna get you there. What? Gotta imagine that nigga been in the game so long. You talking about 70-year-olds, 80, all the way to 20-year-olds and shit. Maybe even younger than that, 16. Assuming Bobby Hemmett content. So who the fuck are you to not give the guy whatever he needs? Nigga, that nigga get flooded. So that lets you know he don't give one fuck about any of this human shit, right? Boom. Now that makes him richer in the world because there is somebody that's giving him money on a monthly basis because something is happening to where he can sustain his life and be free. Hitman Bobby, Hitman Hemmett. Chaos in the blood. All right, let's do one more, baby. Let's do one more. Let's get it on. Let's do one more.
You are the river that money longs to flow into. And like all rivers, it only needs one thing, that the current not be blocked by the boulders of doubt, fear, and control. When you release those, you don't have to do anything else. The water will begin to pour. Maybe you've spent many years believing that money comes from effort, but today I invite you to live from a new understanding. Money comes from the depth of alignment, from the emotions you sow each morning, from the openness you embody each day, from the moment you stop asking, how do I get more money, and start asking, am I living in alignment with the frequency of abundance? That is the first step, and it is one of the most important steps, to return to the ancient current, the current that has always been waiting for you, to remember that you no longer need to chase wealth. You only need to become the place it wants to flow into. And when you live that way, not pretending, not forcing positivity, but walking each day with a sense of peace, gratitude, and a natural presence, as if money is already here, already yours, you will witness what some may call a miracle. But I won't call it a miracle. I will simply call it the natural reality of someone living in alignment with their true energy.
Shout out to the God. Yeah, so I'm going to give y'all this quick tip that I want the family to take with them, right? I think I said it last YouTube, but this is an important practice that you want to have in the lexicon of your spirit. You want to say arigato or thank you. You can say thank you. So thank you when you pay your bills. Thank you when you're paying for food, right? You want to say thank you all the time because, again, that means you have it to pay, right? Cool. When you receive money, same thing. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Hey, arigato. You're willing to pay because you have it to pay. That's going to put you in the alignment of abundance, of wealth. So instead of you having this fear of, oh, damn, these bills come every month, right? That's fucking you up. You got to say, oh, thank you, Spirit. I have it to pay. Oh, man, I'm always paying. Hey, it comes. Because, again, remember, it's just energy. So you have the energy to make that payment. So that's a start of a way you can live in abundance and wealth, right? Arigato, you pay a bill. Arigato, thank you, Spirit. You receive money. Arigato, thank you, Spirit, right? You see something on the TV, right? You say in your head, oh, that's for me. That's the Reverend Ike modality. That's for me, right? Because, again, that is for you. And you're not saying, oh, I wish I had that, and praying and stuff like that. You're praying to the outside. Oh, I could just only wish I had that. Nope, that's for me. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Even to the future actions, you got to have gratitude for your future self. So say to yourself, thank you, Spirit. thank you for this abundance that I'm receiving on the day, whatever that might look like in your mind. Thank you for the body that I have, right? As you're envisioning it, right? Because again, that's putting you in the space of it's already here, it's with me, I'm present with it. And then the biggest aspect of it is the feeling response that you're feeling throughout your body. Understanding that through your heart of you paying this bill, that you have it to pay, so that's good, nigga. Don't be I fucking hate paying bills. You have it to pay, so that's a good thing. Thank you, Spirit. You feel me? So now all of a sudden you change your pitch, your vibration, and you resonate with a higher spirit of more wealth, more abundance coming to you in a particular nature. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Motion Mondays, baby. Motion Mondays with Dreamwise. Catch me tomorrow. I'm going to do something. Spirit hasn't hit me with it yet, but it will come. Goddesses, y'all got the bill. D-Ray just said it at 10:30 on the Patreon, so be on the lookout for that. Goddess Build. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.